Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights. Today we are going to see how to select columns in a data frame. So in today's agenda, we will see what is a schema, and what is a data frame. We will go ahead in brief because we have already covered in the previous session, and then we will see how to select those columns and how many methods are there in which you can select columns. There are multiple ways in which you can select a column, and what are expressions, and then we will go ahead with the practical session in the Databricks side, and I will show you the complete practical for how to select the columns. So let's get started. So what is a schema? Schema is having two types. One is the struct type and the second is the DDL type. So in both the ways you can define a schema. Struct type, in that you can go ahead and mention your struct field. In that struct field there is a class called struct type. Inside that you mention your struct field. So struct type is a combination of all the struct fields which are present in the data frame, and it is mentioned inside the list. So the struct field can have your column name and then your data type. So there are multiple data types that the PySpark provides or the Spark provides. It could be a struct type, string type, your array type, integer type, double type, date type, and timestamp type. It is the same as any data type that you use in your RDBMS system. So similarly, the data types are present in the Spark site also. So these are some important data types that we use on daily basis. There are multiple more data types that you can go through in the website of the Spark. Then we have what is a data frame. Data frame is nothing but it's an organized data set. So organized data set means it will have your rows and columns. So the data frame will contain the rows with your schema, and those rows will have your data as your columns. So it can be represented as a table. So using that data frame, you can process a large amount of structured data because the data that you have, it is in a structured format. A specific schema is there, and then you are loading that data into your data frame. And it is actually a high level abstraction. Why we call it as a high level abstraction is because the RDDs are the low level abstraction that the Spark understands, but data frame is a high level abstraction so that you can go ahead and do all actions, transformation, or any other operation that you want very easily. So it's a high level abstraction. Then the data frame supports a lot of languages, like you, if you're comfortable with Scala, you can use the Scala. If you're comfortable with Java, Python, or R, you can use them. So what is a data frame? If you want to understand more in depth, I will ping that link in the I button. You can just go ahead and check that what is a data frame and what is a schema. I have already covered in the previous sessions. So now how exactly the data frame looks like. The data frame is like a table, right? As I said. So it has rows. Let's say this is my row. This is my row 101. I have my row 78. These are all my rows. Okay. Then we have our city. These city, state, these are my columns. Then we have the data. Whatever is inside this, these are my data. These are my data, right? So it's basically a table in which you have your rows and columns, and then you have your data. Now let's see what are PySpark rows. So rows contains the data, right? So if you want to create a row, you need to first import the row module from the PySpark.sql. Once you import it, you can create your data frame using your row. That is, row is having the columns called A and B and C in this case, and the values of it. So this is how you declare your row. Now let's concentrate on what is a column. Column is nothing but it's a list of expression. This is very important to understand because column is not like in an Excel file you just have your column. You can define your expression into it. You can do a lot of transformation in it, and you can get your values as a record in that particular column. So column is not just a data, In that, you can perform a lot of expressions, your transformations, and the values you can store it as a data in the column. So let us see how to select the columns. So to select a column, you can select a single column, or you can select multiple columns, and you can also select all the columns. So there are, let's say, hundreds of columns. You are not going to mention all the 100 column names and then select. You can do a star method in which you can select all the columns. We will see that in the practical session. Now let's say how many methods are there to select the columns. So the first method is the column string. So you can mention the column as a string. So that method is called column string. Then we have an object. You can mention the column as an object. So that is called a column object. Then you can mention it as an expression. So therefore the column can be mentioned as an expression. So these are the methods by which you can select your columns. They are very important method, and as per your use case, you can use any one of them. We will see that in the practical session. So let's start the practical. So I have my PySpark file open here. So I will go ahead and first import all my modules that are present in PySpark.sql.import. Now, already the Databricks provides some data set. So I will be using that data set itself, which is the population versus price. Okay. So I'll just see first whether the data is present here or not. Yes, the data is present. So I will select this particular and read that data in a data frame. If you don't know how to read the data in a data frame, please go ahead and watch my previous video. I will pin that in the I button and the description box. So please watch that so that you know how to actually read the data frame. Now, let's see what is the schema of it. So for that, you have to use df.print schema. So what does this do is, it will print your schema. It means it will show you what all columns are present in your data frame and what all data types are being assigned to that particular column. So let's say my 2014 rank is a string data type. Similarly, city is my string. Okay, all of them it has assigned as a string data type. And nullable is true. It means if the data it is not knowing, it will assign the value as null, right? So let's say if you will see in this 2015 median sales price, we have some null values. So if nullable is true, it will allow you the data to be imported as null. Otherwise, it will not give you that result, right? So therefore, we are mentioning the nullable equal to true columns. So what I will do is I'll select my data frame. We have the select here function, and I will mention the column name. Let's say I want to select my state from this particular data frame. So I will do a df.select state and I will do a show. So it means it will go ahead and show me any result which is having my data in my state column. See, the state is coming with all my states here. So this is one way. This is called my column string method. So I will go ahead and use multiple columns now. If you want to select multiple columns, how you can do that? You just simply put a comma and mention your second column name inside the string. So this is my string method, right? So I will just mention the second column name here. So if you will see, my state is there and city is also present. Now, if I want to go ahead and select all my columns, how I can do that? I can do that using my star method. So in SQL, what do? You use your star method in order to select all your columns. So the same way, you can use the star method to select all your columns that are present in the data frame. So if you will see, I have all my data inside all my columns inside this select method. Now, this is my first method. Then we have the second method in which we are going to select my column as my column method, right? That is my column object. So how you can do that? We have a function called call. I will mention that call, and then I will go ahead and use my column name. Let's say I want to select my city, and I will close my parenthesis. If I will go ahead and run this command, it will give you an error. Why? Because I have not defined my column yet. So what you need to do is you need to define your column method as well. So I will use from PySpark dot SQL dot functions. I have my column method. So I will import everything for now because I will be using some other methods in this and use them, right? So I'm importing everything. So let me select this now. You see, it has selected all my columns, right? That is the city column with all my values basically. Now let me go ahead and select the second column. Okay. The second column is the state. So I'll mention the column function again and I'll mention my state. So you see, I have my city and my state. Now let's say I want to go ahead and select all my columns. How can I do that? It's the same method, that is the star. Using the star, you can go ahead and select all your columns. So if I run this command, you will see all my data is there with all my columns. So this is how basically you can select all your columns using the column object. Okay. Now, let me tell you, if in case you have a data frame, which is a pandas kind of a data frame, right? So how you can select it in that. So for that, this is one method using call. The second method is what? The second method is my string method. Let me just select one column here so that I can show you. Then I have another method here to do it. That is, I will select my df. Inside that df, I will mention my name. That is my basically the column name. So let's say I want to select my state code. Okay, so I will mention my state code. Let's see if it runs. See, all my three columns are now displayed. So all these three ways you can use to select your column. Okay. Now, let's say I have some kind of an expression. I mean to say, if I want to go ahead and have my 2015 media sales price doubled in the 2050. Let's say this data is actually double. So how will you make it double? In the select clause. So for that, just do a df select, put your column name. That is my 2015 media sale price. So I will first use the string method. Okay. So the string method basically will give you an error. Why it will give you an, I'll show you what error it is coming first. See, what does it say? In this, inside the string, you actually mention your column name, right? But it says that it has taken this as your column name. That is multiplication of 2 also it gave you. So you don't want that multiplication of 2. So how you can resolve this particular thing? So to resolve it, we have a method called expression. If you will see, this function is there called expression. If you mention this expression and then run this command, then it is going to execute. It means it is treating this particular thing as an expression with this particular as my column name. Why I have this backtick? It is because I have spaces in my column. If you have spaces in your column, then you cannot just mention it inside the quotes. You have to put it inside the backtick. This is a trick. This is a way how you can actually use your columns which are having the spaces. Now let's go ahead in another way of using this expression. Let's say I want to go ahead and concatenate. I want to concatenate the state code with my state. Okay, I will put this inside the backticks. As I said, this is my, in which actually there are spaces, right? So I will put this concat whole thing inside my quotation. It will not be here, okay? Because we will be using the method called select expression this time. So it will be outside this. So what you need to do is when you combine these two, select and expr, what it will do is it will go ahead and create an expression called select expr. So this is in camel case. Okay, so E will be capital. So whenever you are mentioning it inside select expr, it means the complete thing is an expression and
it will go ahead and calculate that expression and give you the result as your value. So what we discussed, columns are not like a column. It is like an expression, right? So you can mention an expression here, which it will treat it. It will give you the value and give you the result as an expression. And that value is stored inside your column. So if you will go ahead and execute this, it will give you the state code, that is Alabama, with your state, right? So now, if in case you want to provide an alias, you can do that also. So this is how you can treat your expression as a select expression. I am multiplied by 2. I want to alias this. If you just run this command, and let's say you are running this, how you were getting the result? You were getting the result with your basically your expression name as your column name. I don't want to do that. So I will just go ahead and do an alias as median, and it will give me the result. So it should be inside the select clause because I am renaming this particular expression to my median. So this is how you can rename it. Now, let's say I have a Spark SQL, okay? You want to go ahead and use the same thing in your SQL command. How you will go ahead and do it. So let me go ahead and create a temporary view in which I will go ahead and run my SQL command. So for that, what you need to do is you write df dot create or replace temp view. So there are multiple functions like create or global, create or replace global, create or replace temp view. So we will discuss this in the coming videos. So I will use create or replace temp view, and inside that I will mention the name of my table called metrics. Once I have this metrics ready, it has executed this. Then I will use my spark.sql. And inside that spark.sql, I will use my quotation and I will select all my columns as I do it normally. That is select start from metrics. This is how you can select your metrics. If you want to go ahead and show, then you can do a show command also. So if you will see, all the columns are displayed. Now let's say if I want just my city, I'll just go ahead and select my city here and it will give me the city. If you want multiple columns, let's say city and state, you can do that also. So this is how basically you can go ahead and select multiple columns in a different way. So make sure you learn how to select your columns, what is an expression, what is a data frame, what is an RDT. All these things I have already covered in my previous video. If you have not watched, just go ahead and watch them. You will understand it. And for the coming videos, make sure to go ahead and watch it in serial order because everything is in serial order itself. And I hope you have learned something new from this video. So stay tuned for the coming videos. If you like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.